Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just giving everybody a little bit of time to arrive, to come in. Gonna light in our incense. I want you to see the smoke on the screen. Want to see if that catches. And you see that? Wait. Oh, this is just like my joy in life right now. It smells so good. My favorite incense in Bali. From Bali. So, hello, friend. We're going to be talking about, we're doing the Love Lab Live. Good morning from South Carolina. We're doing this for the next 3 weeks. So it's always good to see people coming back. Yeah, great to be here with you as well. Welcome to all the first timers. Welcome to those that were here yesterday that are coming back. And every day we'll be discussing a different theme, all in the topic of dating anxiety, swipe culture, and dating patterns. So today I'm really excited to really have a look at this bigger arc that is complex PTSD and the term or the concept of the inner critic. I'd love to hear who here is like, oh, I've heard about complex PTSD before, complex trauma, or yes, I know what it's like. I use this term, the inner critic, myself. Or maybe this is, the first time that you're hearing about it. And I won't dive into what complex PTSD is or how we develop. I'm not a psychologist, but I'm someone who, in my own life, had to discover how to deal with micro flashbacks in relationships, how to understand what anxiety and shame looked like in dating, especially early dating. So yeah, I'm excited to share this content with all of you. And, there are lots of ways of staying in touch. If you miss these live calls, they're only 15-minute long. You can pop in for a minute or two. You're welcome to leave comments. I'll read all of them afterwards if I don't get to it straight away. But you can also watch the recordings on my YouTube page. So I really want to make this content available freely for everybody because I'm seeing so much disbelief in dating, so much, I guess, hurt and disappointment, disillusionment with an area of life that is so life-giving, that can be so expanding and expansive of who we are. I'm beyond just hearing about it. Yes, been healing from 20 years of it over the past 3 years. Yes, so I love these spaces where we can come together with other people that are further along on the journey or just starting to acknowledge and notice, oh, maybe I might be dealing with complex PTSD. Maybe this inner critic is calling the shots on my dating life. And so who here can see clearly that early dating especially, and we'll talk about why, seems to bring up the chaos inside of us, seems to stir up all anxiety, all shame and fear that you've been fiercely integrating in your life for the last little while. The YouTube channel is at Eloah. So at AELOAH. So just youtube.com at AELOAH. That's where you're going to find all the recordings and a whole lot more about my programs, my events. And yeah, it can be a lonely journey, and especially as we are navigating, as you are matching and unmatching people, as you are sending texts, it either feels like it's not appropriate to talk with your friends unless you're coming together to complain about it, which maybe is not the environment that you want to create around you, or it feels like there's so much that happens that creates this chaos, that creates this smoke, um, while in other areas of life you're so clear. It seems, wow, I've done so much work. I am aligned with myself, with my work, with my friendships, with my family. I've even healed things with my parents, with my siblings. But dating seems to be that place that still stirs up all the baggage or the trauma that is complex, right? It's called complex for a reason, not just because it happened over a long period of time or in micro interactions that we couldn't quite place in one point in time, but because it is hard to know when you're having a flashback. It's hard to know why is this happening and what this looks like, and see if this is the same for you, right? You might have your own version of what this looks like in dating, and that is, should I send this? Should I say that? Or maybe, oh wait, I should use this word better. Or oh, I should take this course. I should watch this video about how do I text somebody? How do I create attraction? How do I, show investment but not too much investment? How do I, we're asking the wrong question because we're not asking from a regulated place. So whenever you're trying to figure out what the right thing is to do, and was it okay, was it not okay, and you're showing your friends and you're running it through ChatGPT or whatever other platform you're using to kind of bounce ideas off, was that the right thing to say? Was that not the right thing to say? Instead of the what on the outside and strategizing and trying to control the environment around us, could we ask the most important question, that is, what in this space, what in this environment made me feel unsafe? What in the conversation with this person made me feel unsafe? What about being on Hinge, on Bumble, or whatever platform you're on, what about it is making you feel unsettled? Because that is the part of us that needs tending. It's not the other person. It's not crafting the perfect message, because it doesn't matter what happens there if you're not tending to what's happening here. You can get the person, you can get the date, but over time, you're building a relationship on a foundation of insecurity and anxiety and dysregulation, and you be fighting with that fear and anxiety throughout, right? Like you're dragging it into your relationship. Has anybody else done this before? Have you ever got into a relationship where, like, I got the guy, I got the woman of my dreams, and then I just worried, like the worry didn't stop. I think I was mastering singlehood for the past forever. I'm comfortable with it. And now that I'm feeling ready to date, I feel like I'm regressing. So there is dating, and especially early dating, is a very activating environment. So it's an attachment activating environment. Why? Because there is no pattern, there is no agreement, that there are no rhythms. When I meet you for the first time, I don't know anything about your world. I don't know about how you function. We haven't established our dance. Are we speed dancing? Are we slow dancing? So everything is so uncertain. And that inner critic, the voice inside us that we internalize to protect us. So the inner critic is not just, negative self-talk, or maybe you say something not so nice to yourself. It's an entity. It's like an institution within our brain that is there to keep us safe, and it's there trying to read patterns, hypervigilance on, so that we don't step on a minefield, so that we don't hurt ourselves in ways that we'd been hurt before. So it makes sense that, yes, I did all this inner healing. I did all this work on my own while I'm single, and I can listen to myself. I can, do these beautiful rituals of incense and prayer and exercise, whatever those grounding things are for you. And now I can be with my emotions. So maybe you've come a very long way in your healing journey. But the moment we step into an environment that recreates the insecure spaces that we grew in, the unreliable spaces, the space where either we didn't receive love or we didn't receive love consistently. Now we're, dating is that space again. It's like, okay, as a child, I was seeking love. I was seeking that protection. I was seeking that secure attachment within my family system. And now I'm an adult. And the closer that we have to that is, okay, now I'm going to seek again. I'm going to open myself up again to getting attached to another person. But especially the start of it, for everybody, it's an environment of uncertainty. Yeah. So the trick is not to get better at dating. The trick, and I say this as a dating coach, as a relationship coach, the trick is not to learn how to create attraction, how to show your perceived value. It's not even to be more articulate and put yourself out there, all of that. The trick is, can I stay with myself? Can I stay regulated? Can my nervous system feel safe while I step in situations that are triggering, that will create and bring these micro flashbacks? Because it isn't certain yet, there isn't a rhythm. And sometimes we try to create that with the other person too soon, right? Yes, when you are in a relationship for a while, when you are in a committed relationship where you're constructing that, then yes, there are all beautiful ways that we can learn not only to regulate within a relationship, but to co-regulate. But before we even have that committed relationship, how do I keep coming back to myself, not to shame what I should have said, what I shouldn't have said, what my profile shouldn't be, what I should wear on a dress or on a date, but come back to myself to, wow, what is the part of me that is afraid? What is the part of me that doesn't feel good enough? What is the part of me that questions my value when all the people coming through are not aligned with what I'm looking for, or when I get ghosted, right? How do I do a deeper layer of healing and healing complex trauma in the space of relating? So I know this maybe is not what you want to hear, but in a way, we can practice relational skills while we're single. We can practice relational skills deeply and heal our trauma in those attempts to be with somebody else, in those 2-day relationship, week relationship, month relationship, 2-month relationship. at the same time that we are cultivating and inviting the relationship that is the most life-giving, potentially long-term. So I'm going to pause this here because I really want these concepts to be just a little window into possibility for you, just a real window into community, so that you know that you are not alone experiencing this, and there are thousands of people in the world really softening and awakening to how do we heal not just ourselves, but how do we heal this world? How do we heal love and dating as a culture? Because so many of us are hurting and wounded. That's the nature of being human. And we can really, no matter what's happening outside, be that steady foundation that most of us are looking for. We can be that steady source of love that we're all looking for while we're single, while we're going through challenges in our relationships. And this is what I love to help people with. So I didn't introduce myself. My name is Eloa. Share the YouTube page if you guys want to watch the recordings in the coming days. If you missed tomorrow's session, so every day at this time, we're going to be coming together for 15 minutes. And the invitation is just a space to have your nervous system exhale, have you be seen, have you be connected. And along the journey, there are so many other ways to stay connected. You could go take my free quiz on my website to discover your relational strength, some of your relational challenges, and you should have it in my profile, but it's consciousconnectionsclub.com. And my commitment is that we know that no matter what we're going through, that we're never, ever, ever alone. And that we're also never powerless. Because I think when we're trying to attach, this will be my last little thing to say, is when we're trying to attach securely and all kinds of behaviors are happening around us, we may feel not just shaken, but hopeless and powerless. And it's so annoying. It's so annoying when somebody tells you this. So forgive me in advance, but to turn inwards and look, what is the part of myself that feels powerless? What is the part of myself that feels hopeless? And how do I be the steady presence for that part of me? How do I be the loving, sustainable, secure attachment to myself? I should create another topic on self-marriage and inner marriage, so that whatever happens outside is really just a bonus, and or not, or it's just, it doesn't even get to be a distraction, because it's just something that you can walk away without getting activated. And as I said it in the beginning, as a complex PTSD survivor, it's possible, and I work with people every day that really go through those cycles of anxiety and shaming, and it's less and less. And you could, a couple of months from now, a couple of weeks from now, be living a life that is so distinct from the life that you're living, with some simple reframings and kind of reclaiming all that energy that we give off. Okay, this was a little bit longer than we anticipated. Yeah, it's so good to be with you. Thank you for making the time. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Let me see if I can pull the topic for tomorrow here for you. And yes, you can always, I just want to pause and say thank you for everybody that goes in and leaves a small donation or a big donation. It feels like Christmas to me, or like a birthday, when I see all these pop up on my dashboard. So thank you for your generosity. And here you go. Tomorrow we'll be talking about swipe culture. So why apps activate comparison attacks? What are comparison attacks? Like a lot of these things are really in the framework of complex trauma, because it's been the framework that's been most supportive to me, to my nervous system, to my clients. And I don't see anybody talking anywhere about dating and complex PTSD. So I'm super excited to share with you, yes, why apps activate comparison attacks. So if you are on a dating app, if you've been to dating apps, if you swore you've never come back, this will be an interesting conversation to have tomorrow. Our elevated self attracts our elevated, harmonious relationship. Oh, please. Oh, and it's so cool. I've never seen donations live. So beautiful. Thank you, Danielle. That's so sweet. I'm really looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. Allison, you can also just, if things don't get addressed on these calls, you can reach out to me in any of the social platforms. You can find my contact on my website. So do message anything that comes to mind, a question that you have, because I really use these things that we don't get to speak about on future talks. In Beaufort, I'm not even sure I'm saying that correctly, but yeah, what country is that? Ah, sweet babies. Yeah, I love to see people from all over the world. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Beaufort. That's how we say it.